before I forget. So now if you see, no, if you look at our regular class, I have given you, I've scheduled, no, a formative assessment on January 17. They follow, so we can still do a review. There will be no more practice tests, okay? The practice test is for beginners, and you are not beginners anymore, okay? So the coverage will be CSS until SA SAS, no? I think we should also include Bootstrap. Kasi madali lang, maybe we'll just spend 2 meetings in Bootstrap and 1 meeting in W3. Do you follow? So the January sessions will be enough for this, no? Okay? Any questions so far? So here's the rubric, no? The deadline is January 6. You pass the zip file. Now you'll have to split the HTML file from the CSS file, okay? External CSS na tayo dito. That's why you have to pass this. And by the way, you upload this also to your designated website, di ba? Yung personal website for CS2240. Do you follow? No? I-upload niyo doon so that I can view it from there. And then I can view the HTML. I only need to check the CSS. Okay? Any questions so far? Doon i-upload, no? And then put a portion for personal assessment number 1. Here's the criteria, no? So usage of styling texts and fonts, no? Like text color, text decoration, color, background. Okay? You follow? So lahat ng mga nandito, no? Will be 20%. Okay? Do you follow? Styling spans and anchor tags. Now, you know what anchor tags are, diba? Okay, you know what anchor tags are? Yung mga ahref, those that are used to make links. No? By the way, I have found a new website which is very good in CSS. No, it's called csstricks.com. No, in fact I have included them. No, some references in our site. No, so of course we'll be using W3 schools most of the time, but for CSS there's a lot of examples in csstricks.com. Okay, maganda ito, no? You'll find this very useful. Okay, I'm sure you'll find this very useful. So styling text and fonts is 20%. Styling spans and anchor tags is 10%. You can style in csstricks.com. There's an example on how to style an anchor tag like it's a button. Do you follow? Text and fonts, no, kasali na dito yung icons. No? Styling tables, 10% only if you need to use tables. No? Images and videos, if you need videos, but images will be required. Now the content will be it's up to you, no? Basta no lorem ipsum, ha? No lorem ipsum content. Styling divs is 20%. Div tags, no? And CSS grids, of course, using div tags, also 20% of the grade. Okay, these are the suggested topics, no? How the Spaniards colonized the Philippines. You do a small research, no? The masterpieces of Juan Luna. There are already existing websites on this, no? They follow, but do not copy paste. Make your own, okay? You can copy and paste the images that you can collect from the net, but do not copy content, okay? Because it's very easy to Google, no? The biography of Alan Turing, no? Medyo mahirapan ka magkuha ng mga dito, ng mga images, but I'm sure you can find, no? Like for example, the Enigma machine, you can find a lot, no? The Manchester baby, no? Those that were used by Alan Turing, no? Where he graduated, where he finished college in Cambridge, and the math, no, in Princeton, and this critique of the different inventors, no, who were claiming to be the first to invent computers, no? And then the evolution of the internet and the World Wide Web. Okay. Okay. Do you follow? Any questions so far? You can have your own topic, no? I suggest a single page and then do some styling. No? Here's the rubric, create rubric, which I will use. No? I will be looking for how you style your text and fonts, the spans and the anchor tags, no? The tables, no? Images, no? You can align, no? You can fix, no? You can float left, float left, right, no? And the div tags, no? Basically, parehas lang ito eh. Grids and tags, div tags, okay? So, yeah. You can have that already, no? Any questions so far?
Sir, ilagay ito sa may assignment na part sa website, sir.
Sa inyong website, okay? Create a web page and link in your CS2240 website labeled Performance Assessment number 1. Do you follow? No? Ilagay ito doon, no? Okay? Whether you're using W3 space or GitHub or Netlify or whatever, no? Pero I think most of you are using GitHub and some of you are using W3 spaces. Ilagay ito, no? So sa January 6 ang deadline. Okay?
Sir, yung name sa HTML, sir, kami bahala or kailangan niyang performance assessment 1, sir?
Performance assessment number 1 lang. No?
Yes, sir.
Okay? And the CSS, make something relevant, no? Ang CSS, anyway, you pass it in a zip file together. You still have to pass it in a zip file together because I may not be able to view the CSS. I don't want to look at files from your GitHub repository as of the moment kasi ang dami ko ng files tinitingnan. So I just want to get the zip file, no, and then look at your CSS from there. So basically, I'll be looking at the styling, no. Okay, any questions? No. So okay. So last meeting we were discussing what styling on text and fonts, no. And then I've given you an example on the use of Font Awesome. No? Font Awesome actually is not just a CSS, no. It's a style sheet already, which you need to make use of, where you need to use a Font Awesome link. Have I given it here already? The link. Nandito sa ano, no? Nandito sa W3 spaces. Okay. JR Heraldi at w3spaces.com. Do you follow? You can view the page source, no? Okay, so there's the style sheet. And then the example for Font Awesome. Now there's the link that you can get, no? This should be the link that you can get from Font Awesome. I'll put this in our Daigler site. I put it there. Wala, hindi ko pa ba nalagay? And nandito, no? The Font Awesome link. Okay? You just copy this and put it in your header. Okay? Do you follow? No, dito sa head. Okay, before the style. And then what's the effect? You'll be able to use classes for icons, no? Like for example, an I tag. No? Itong I tag, do you follow? So for example, for biology, I have introduced font FAS. FAS should be a class, no? Should be a class in Font Awesome. And then there's a FA frog. I've enclosed them in a span so that I can assign it an ID and then I can assign it a different color. So you see that the frog here is green. Okay, do you follow? And then for physics, the rocket, Okay, I have given it an ID of icon physics. So it's colored red, no? Ito. Do you follow? You can view the code, no, from my website. And then for chemistry, there's a vial, no? So for the chemistry, I didn't assign it. I did assign. I had assigned an ID chemistry, but I didn't assign it a text, rather a color, no? And nandito para background, the chemistry of the span, no? Hindi ko sinali yung ano, no? I didn't include the chemistry, no? So it has the same color of the span, okay? Do you follow? So font awesome, if you want to use icons now. Later, you can also make use of these icons when you convert them into buttons, no? Pwede mo to gamitin sa mga buttons. Okay? Do you follow? And there's a span here, oh. And then there's another span. Okay? Okay, any questions so far? No? So there's that font awesome link. And then what did we have? Okay. The box. We have discussed the difference between margins and borders. Okay, do you follow? Okay. What's the difference between margins and borders? Okay. When you have a paragraph, no, the margin it is enclosed in a box, no. And then the margin is the space around the box, no, or around the paragraph. Okay, surrounding it, no, from top, bottom, left, right. That's the space. And then padding is outside the border, no. So the margin is the space outside the border, and the padding is the space inside the border. Do you follow? Okay, ito, no. Okay, the padding is the space inside the border, and the margin is the space outside the border of a box. Okay, do you follow? Any questions? Okay. So itong display property ng text, no? Text decoration. We have also discussed this. The title attribute, no? Which will allow you to make use of so that when the mouse hovers, no, over a certain title, no, you can make a translation like yung mga acronyms, no, and so on and so forth. Okay, the font awesome, the box model, no. So, no, we have identified this. This is how a box looks like. The margin is the space outside the border. There's a border, there's a padding, and there's a content. Okay, do you follow? So you can use a division, a div with a width. No, width is the width of the border. Okay, and then is the width of the box. No, border is the width of the border, and padding, no, and so on and so forth. No, so this is a div. Okay, so this is the style of the div. No, this is the style that is applied on a div. Now, since we have a div here, this is a div. No, this is applied the style that is given, which is a background color of light gray. There it is. The width. This is the width of the 300 pixel. Okay, 300 pixel width. The border is 15 pixels. No, okay, ito. The padding is 50 pixels, so there's a padding here, no, and then the margin is 20 pixels. No, the border is 15 pixels with solid green. This is the border. No, you can reduce this. No, you can say 5px, and then you run. So that's why the border is thinner. Okay, so W3 Schools is very amazing because it allows you to actually test code. No, if you want to really test it, also you can upload it to your W3 Spaces or your GitHub IO or to your Visual Studio Code. No, and then run it, and then you will get the look and feel of your style sheet. No, any questions so far? No, so that's the box model. This div. No, you can assign it a background color, a width, a border, a padding, and a margin. So remember that The width is the width of the box, no? Can we assign a height? Height of 500 px. Okay. Height, I think this should be small. 500 px, I'll make this 200 px. Di siya nagbago, no? So there's the width depends on the content. The height depends on the content. Hindi siya magbabago, no? So the height no, I'm sorry, no. Height is 100 px. Baka kailangan mo yun. Pikit. Yeah, there's height, no? Do you follow? So you can adjust the height of a box. Okay. Now, if there's no height, the default height will occupy the whole text. Okay. Wrong spelling yung aking 500 px. Okay. 500 px. So say 200. No, so nagdiit. Any questions so far? Any questions? So Panes is here. Yeah. Panes na check ko na, no? So that's the box model. It's just a div, no? Assign a background color with probably a height, a border, a padding, and a margin. Okay. So okay, styling lists.
Sir, excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Is it okay that we're going to use SAS on the
No, not
web
yet.
page? Ay, not yet.
Not yet, no? Kasi baka maubos na. But if you can use SAS, no? But I'm only interested in the CSS.
Okay, sir. External
Okay.
CSS?
CSS lang titingnan ko muna.
Okay.
Okay, but if you want to use SAS, you include the SAS file na lang, no? In the zip. But it's just optional, no? Kasi baka hindi pa natin ma-discuss. Anyway, can you look at the SAS, ano na lang? The SAS tutorial? 20 minutes lang naman. Do you follow? 30 minutes lang naman ito eh, no? And you know, you will already know it, no? You will have enough working knowledge in 20 minutes. This will allow you to declare variables, to declare functions. No? When you declare variables, you can reuse the variables such as the colors assigned, no? So that if you have to change, no, one color in several aspects of your style, you don't have to change one by one, diba? Have you looked at this already? No? Learning SAS in 20 minutes. Okay? Para hindi na tayo masyadong mahirapan, no? It's supposed to simplify CSS, no? That's the main objective or main purpose of SAS, no?
But on the PA1, sir, not yet, sir. Just
Okay.
But on the performance task that we're going to make, we're just going to do a normal CSS.
Normal CSS lang, no?
Okay.
Okay. Para medyo mahirapan ka naman ng konti. Okay? Kasi kung SAS, mas madali na eh, di ba? Madali na masyado. Okay? So, there are two types of lists, no? OL and UL. Ito yung mga ano, no? HTML tags. Okay? UL stands for unordered lists. OL stands for ordered lists. Okay? Do you follow? So the ordered list can come in numeric order, in numeral order, or even alphabetical order. No? Ang unordered lists are not ordered in any way. No? For example, you have here UL style list style circle. Can we just run this? No? I will not upload this anymore. No? Style circle. This is the style circle. No? They follow? So the first property that you can assign on an unordered list is list style type. Ito na. Okay? Circle. Okay, this is square. This is upper for OL, no? So square. Meron pa bang iba ito? Do we have others? No? Okay. Okay. For ordered lists, you will have Roman numeral lower alpha. Okay? So siya na maglagay ng ano, no? Numeral and then lower alphabets. Okay? So you don't have to assign the labels, and he will assign it. The style will assign it automatically. OLD. So point D means this is a class, no? Or all ordered lists you assign a class of D. OL.C. All ordered lists assigned B. No? Do you follow? No? That, no? That. So that means an assigned class. A sharp means an assigned ID. So you have your class D. So this is where OL.D will apply. The style sheet OL.D will apply to OL of class D. Okay? And then OL.C is the style sheet rules which will apply to OL class C. Do you follow? No? So, high school topics. Sorry. Okay. Sorry, no? Saan ko dito? Any questions? Class, no? So that's your style, how you style lists. External CSS. So sometimes, no, it's recommended that you separate your style from your HTML. Why? Because it's a coding practice, not to separate one language to another. It's a best practice. Why is that? Because, well, if you have two languages mixed, no, it will be very difficult to read. So what we will do here is we'll separate the styles, no? And then we will just assign a link tag like we do with Font Awesome. Do you follow? So we'll just assign this link rel is either a CS a JavaScript or no. This will assign the type, no. It's a style sheet and the href will indicate the name of the file of your style sheet, no? So that's why in your first performance assessment test, you will have to split your HTML from your CSS. Do you follow? And you zip them together and pass it in our okay. Let's go to W3 spaces. Okay. Okay, so sa styles, actually in W3 spaces, you already have you already have a file by default, no? No, this is not the, no. Let me log out. It's not the file I'm looking for. Nalimutan ko na dito. Is that correct? I hope. Let me look for my password first. Okay. Yeah. I lost the password. But anyway, I've recorded it somewhere. Okay, yeah. W3 spaces. Paano ito, no? Let me use my ano na lang, my other site. This is the ano. Limutan ko yung password. So let me use my other ano, my other W3 spaces. Ang hirap, no? Nalimutan ko yung password. It's always like that, no? But I'll have to remember it somehow, no? Nag-log in pala siya. Nag-log out siya, no? You just copy this, no? Okay, the index, let's just rename this. Okay. Then let me create a new file. It's here now. So siya, default siya, no? Uh, what we will do is I'll have a file named styles.css. Okay, and then I'll copy this. You don't need the style tag anymore, okay? Hindi na kailangan. You just copy this. And then okay, and then you go back to the files, and then we'll have a styles.css. Do we already have that? It's already here now. Just replace this. Okay, so this is now our styles, and then in our we'll copy this. Okay, in our head. Then we can now remove this, no? The whole of this. Okay, so now we'll referencing styles.css. So can we have that? So ayan. Do you follow? Okay. Let me just. Okay. Do you follow? So if you look at my page now, there's no more. No, the styles are gone. No? They are transferred to another file. Okay. So it's much simpler now. No. Now in your W3 spaces, of course, you still have a copy of the no. You still have a copy of the styles.css. No, nandito. Ano? Okay. So mas madali magturo dito, no? Ang ganda pala siya, oh, meron siyang pag nandito ka na sa W3, meron siyang color indicator. I think there's a color picker, no? Sana meron color picker, no? Okay. Pwede mo pala siya iparun, no? What will happen if you run this? Yan, no? So pwede para sa ano? Sa W3 spaces. You also have a run like in W3 schools. Okay? So pakit right there and there on the side, like Visual Studio Code, no? Somehow, no? In some ways, it's like Visual Studio Code, okay? Do you follow? So any questions so far? So that's external CSS. The main purpose is to split your CSS, your style sheet from your HTML, no? For readability purposes, and it will make it easier, no? Any questions so far? Styling tables, no? It's good to look at what tables are. You know that this already when we make a crop. Remember we made a shopping cart and payroll. Do you follow? CSStricks.com, no? Wala lang siyang run, okay? But you can try this in your ano. Okay? So when you make a table in HTML, it's like this, no? These are the HTML tags. You start with a table tag and we terminate with a end table tag. Okay? Any questions? Now the tables will contain a T-head. A T-head, this is the T-head. Do you follow? Okay? And a TR. A TR is a row. Table row. Do you follow? Okay? A TR can be in the T-head and the T-body and T-foot. T-foot. Wala siyang T-foot. Wala siyang T-foot, no? But you can have a footer by using a T-foot tag, no? So in this case, in the header of the table, we have one row, which are the row labels like name, ID, favorite color, no? And then a TH is like a heading. Do you follow? It's like a text in heading font, no? That's why this is bold, because this is in heading font. Now the body will have one row, no? TR, and inside one row we'll have 3 columns, no? A column is a TD. Do you follow? Automatically a TH is also one column. A TD is a plain column, no? So this is column 1 Jim, column 2 is 001, column 2 is blue. The second row, another TR, which will have 3 columns, no? And then the third row, which is this, and which will have the following. Then there's another example, no? Which has a foot. Ito, T foot. Okay, this is the footer, no? Do you follow? Itong footer. Now, in our, if you remember, in our payroll or in our shopping cart, we use the footer to display the sum, no, of the items, no. Okay, it's still there, no. Nandito pa rin yun siya sa ano, sa GitHub. Nandito siya sa GitHub, no? Ang aking example, no. Shopping carts like this. Now, if you remember this, yan, no. Do you follow? So you have gone through a lot, no? Siguro marami na tayong alam sa mga HTML and JavaScript. So if you view the page source, no, there's the style for the cart, and then this is an ID cart, no. So that's a paragraph, no. Ito yung cart, no. Okay, so it's a font family. This is the font family. You know this already, no. And then the cart TD and the cart TH. This will look at all IDs with cart assigned as cart, and the TD is a column, no, and TH is a heading. Do you follow? Now you have a special, no. We will discuss this anyway, no. The TR nth child even and the TR nth child odd for a TR, no. Do you follow? Do you follow? So you can have a zebra type, no, a stripe table called a like a zebra, no, stripe table, because we can assign a different background color for the even rows and the odd rows, no, ibang color. So ang nangyari dito, if you look at that, it's like a zebra type. That's called zebra type stripe tables. Okay, now it's good that you have a stripe table because it's easy to read, no. Okay, so that's what this is all about, no. So when you have a table, what are the tags? You have that aside from the table tag, you'll have T head, T foot, T body. No? It's like body but with a T, which means table body. And then you have T foot, TR, TD. Okay. So for example, you can assign your tables and rows, your TD and your TH the same way, no? The border and the padding. Okay, you know what a border is. This is the border. Do you follow? Okay. And the padding of 0.5. What's padding? It's the space surrounding the box inside the border. Do you follow? Okay. So anyway, that's all about tables, no? And how do we style tables? May guide rin tayo dito, no? Sa W3 schools. No? So TR, TD, TH, T foot, T head, okay? And then table borders, no? That's one, ano? Okay. Border, no? How large is the border? If what happens if you say 0px? Okay. 0px. Walang border. Do you follow? A 0px will assign it a no border, okay? Okay. Solid block. Bakit? Because each element, the table has a border, each element has a border, so it looks like a double line, but it's not a double line, no? Okay. So all tables, headers, and columns will have 1 pixel solid block. Okay. In this example, okay. That's the border. So ano na lang, isa-sign natin, no? Table size, anyway, it's the same as it. Table size, the width and the height. When you say 100%, it will occupy the whole screen depending on your resolution. For example, kung 720, it will occupy 720 pixels. If your resolution is 1080, so 1080 pixels, 100%. So this will make it like responsive depending on the size of the screen. No? Okay. Let's try this. So ito na. Border is 1 pixel, solid block. There are many options, no? Okay. What's the example? Anyway. The height of a header. Look at that, no? A header has a different height than a TR. Okay? Kasi hindi naman, the TR will have a default size, no? Depending on the content. Okay? So table, you have a TR and a TH. Okay? So this is just a table, a TR lang ito, no? Kaya lang may naka-assign, the first row is a TH. You can invert the whole, ano. Do you follow? So you will have a different border for TD and TH. Okay, that's the width. The important part is the table alignment. Okay, ito no, horizontal is always difficult to do centering. Okay, so you'll have text align. No? Do we have this in no? Do we have this in text? No, CSS text. Can we do that? Look at that, no? Text align, yes. Meron din tayong text align dito, no, sa text. And also in tables, we also have text align. That's the same text align that you have in tables. CSS tables. Wala na tayo, no? It's just back. Okay. Text align, the same thing. So you will have center, you will have left, right, and justify. Okay. Table style, padding, no? Padding. Horizontal dividers. Okay. So border bottom. No, it's the bottom at the border. Okay. Can we have it here? No? 10px. Now the color here is a hexadecimal. So you'll have a bigger border bottom. Okay. And then you will have a hoverable table. Do you follow? No. So TR hover. No. Look at that. No. So we have TR hover where the background becomes yellow when it's hovered. Okay. Hoverable table. Wala pa tayong border collapse. No. Anyway, it's in CSS borders, I think. You know, CSS borders. You can see the description of border collapse. Okay. Now, background color, no? Yan, they will have the same background color. You will have the end child, no? Even and end child. In this case, the background color is F2, F2. Okay, which is a light gray. F2, 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 light gray. And then the even, the odd child, if zero kasi ito nagsimula, no? Okay. 0, 1, 2. 0 ang first row. Okay. And then we don't have an end child odd, so therefore the default background is white. So border color TR child, no? End child will pick the even or the odd. Okay, so that which will make your table a striped table. Okay. Table responsive. How to make, what is responsive? When you say responsive, it will depend on the size of the screen, whether it's a cell phone, it's a tablet, or it's a 720 or 1080. No? Do you follow? Okay. So style overflow X auto, which means this will automatically get the overflow. Okay. So shall we say, let us, okay. No? So maglagay siya ng ano, no? Ng scroller. Okay. Okay, do you follow? And it will look at that, no? This will reassign, no? Okay. This is the character, this is the style, no? That will make the table responsive using a div style overflow X auto. You enclose it in a div tag, no? So div tags are very useful because the moment they are used to make, no, elements responsive. What is a responsive website? It's a website which will change its size according to the size of the device, no? Whether it's a cell phone, a tablet, no, an HD or a full HD. Okay. There's a simple no quiz. Okay. So border sets all borders in one declaration. No? What type of border you like? No? Okay, solid red, dotted blue. No. Okay. Border width and border color. That's what you have. Border collapse. Whether or not table border should collapse. What's the difference between a collapsible table? Okay. Let's try this. Okay. Table 1 is a separate border collapse. Okay, so which means that in a border collapse, no, all lines will be collapsed into one. Okay, ito by default, the default is separate. Okay, ito pag collapse, isang border na lang. Very simple, no? So you have border color, border image. Okay, tingnan natin. Yan, no? If you want a more elaborate image, the default image is a line, no? You take a look at everything, no? There's so many, we can't discuss everything, no? You just pick whatever you need, okay? Any questions so far? So ang importante doon yung responsive tables, okay? Table size, making tables responsive, no? Okay, any questions so far? We still have about 45 minutes. Okay. Anchor tags. You know what anchor tags are, no? Everyone? Links and buttons, no? There's a button tag, no? CSS district. So this is an anchor tag. Ahref, no? Stands for anchor, no? Which means that it is used to provide a link, embed a link in your HTML, no? And then this is the label, no, of your anchor tag. It's like a paragraph which redirects here, no? Do you follow? Ang button naman, you have a button. We have done this, right? When you have add to cart, and then you will have a submit event or an on-click event. Okay? Do you follow? Okay. Ito kasi, itong button na to, no? Page source. Okay. Where's that button? Itong on-click button. Okay? Do you follow? This is add to cart button. Okay. So you have button tags, no, and ahref tags. No? Do you follow? What's the difference between an anchor tag and a button tag? A button tag can fire an event, no, like a function like on click, on hover, no, and an href tag will transfer control or transfer viewing to a different URL. Do you follow? It's a jump link, in other words, no. Pwede para jump link on a given section. Okay, you can jump to a particular section, okay, by a section tag. Do you follow? Not just a different link, but a different section on the same page. Okay, you can disable an anchor tag. You might need to do that, no, in active pages where anchor tags are disabled unless a user is logged in. Okay. What's a rel? It's an attribute for the relationship of the link to the target. No, do you follow? Author ba siya, no, and whatever, no. Okay. So these are anchor tags and buttons. Now there's an example in CSS tricks on how to style an anchor tag like it's a button. Okay. So ito, no, events for an href tag, a link, visited, hover, and active. Okay. You can try this. This is a link. And then when you hover, okay, visited, hover. Well, now, when you have visited this, what happened to that, ano? O, nag-iba yung link niya, no? Visited, naging green na. Okay. Hover is hot pink. Let's rerun this. Run natin ulit, no? Unvisited is, bakit nag-ano na siya? Dapat mag-red pa, no? Because we have already, ano? Unvisited is red, visited is green. When you hover, it becomes pink. And bakit hindi nag-blue, no? Now, it becomes blue when you click on, mag-blue siya, di ba? Mag-blue siya when it's active, no? When it's being clicked. Okay? Do you follow? So, no. Text decoration, okay? So you underline, no? You can use a span also, no? If you want a different color. You can enclose an anchor tag with a span. Okay. You have background color. Okay, everything. Can you just look at this yourself now? These are self-explanatory. More examples, no? A.1 means of class 1, no? Anchor tags of class 1. Okay, let's try this. So A.1. So saan si A.1? Ito yon si A class 1. Okay? Do you follow? A.3, si A class 3. Do you follow? No? Examples of how you target, no? So many things you can do, no? How do you style an anchor tag to make it look like it's a button? Ganito, no? Do you follow? Okay? When you look at this, this is an anchor tag. Now you can view the page source. Okay, there it is, no? Okay, so there's a style, no? There's a style for a button. Ito yung style ng button, no? Do you follow? That button. Okay, that button hover, that button active, no? So that when you view the page source, this is actually an ahref, no? This is an anchor tag. No? Let's look at the view CSS. View. Ayan. Do you follow? Do you get the point? So this is an ahref. View the CSS. Okay? This is the ahref tag, which is actually assigned a class called button. Okay? And there's the button class in the source code. Do you follow? Let's look at where it looks for it, no? Tingnan ko lang muna, no? So when you, this is CSS. This is a mode. I think this is a modal, no? Okay. I'm not sure how this was done, no? To run to that, ano? Anong nakalagay doon? The CSS. Let's look for the CSS. It's a bar, no? Okay. Okay, so this is the example on how to make. Anyway, let's disregard the link tag yet, no? I look at this, no? So this is how you assign ito, no? Ito. You create a dot button hover, and dot button active. A dot is a class, no? So this will hide your actual source, and then at the same time it will make your anchor tag look like it's a button. Okay? Do you follow? Styling images, this is important, no? Okay, the image, what you like, circled image of by using a radius, no? 8 pixels radius. This is a rounded edge, no? When you say border radius 50%, this will make it. Can you just look at this na lang, no? What's important here is yung padding. How about no centering? Making it responsive. Okay, they follow this. Let's try this na lang, no? Then centering the image. Oh, responsive siya, oh. The image will adjust, no? According to the width adjustment. Let's sa height auto, no? So the max width is no? Okay. So the image, by assigning a max width of 100, this makes it a responsive image. Size of, they will adjust to the size of the screen. Can we make this max 100% also? Okay. Find out what happens. Yung mag-apply yung ano, no? Okay. Hindi siya nag-apply sa height. Did I run? Hindi siya mag-apply, no? Auto means according to the size. So responsive siya to the width. I'm not sure about the height, no? Okay. Baka it has something to do with this, no? Okay. So this is the style which assigns it let's assign this a max height, no? Kasi max width pala yun, no? Okay. So so nag-adjust na siya, no? Hindi pa rin nag-adjust yung height. The width will adjust. But the height will not adjust, no? Okay. Hindi maging responsive yung height. Because anyway, you will have a scroll bar, no? Okay, you can try this yourself, no? It's good to explore by testing before you use this in your actual site, no? Do you follow? So, any questions so far? Now, the most important part is how do you center an image? There's always part different. That, no, yun ang mahirap anuhin. Okay? Okay. So, centering an image is assigning it a left and right margins. Okay? You follow? Okay. Shall we assign this a margin of 10 px? Ganyan, no? Do you follow? Okay. 20 px. Well, it will not appear, no? It's center an image horizontally. You make it a margin left and a margin right. How about vertically? Is there enough vertical centering? Ito yung ano, no? Div.container. So you have a class called container. Ito. Polaroid. Div.polaroid. This is the Polaroid class. Back shadow. 0, 0, no? So walang is there back shadow? May konting shadow sa baba, no? Because this is the bottom shadow. Shall we assign it a 9? Oh, naglaki yung shadow. Do you follow? Okay. RGBA. Now, RGBA means this is the red part, this is the green part, okay, this is the blue part, and this is the opacity, which means transparency, no? Shall we get the red part? Shall we say nine red parts? Okay. Asan ba ang Polaroid? The back shadow, and hindi makita, no? If it's red. There it is. Let's assign it 9. Para maklaro, no? So this there it is now, mas klaro. Let's assign a 9 red. I'm not sure how Q says done. She'll say 100. Ayan, nag-red, no? Do you follow? And then we'll assign it green. Now, green, shall we say 100? On a green yung shadow. Do you follow? That's the RGBA function of CSS, no? CSS has an RGBA function. Now, there's also an RGB function. Do you follow? So this defines the you look at the back shadow, no? Ito yata yung left. Okay. I'm not sure kung saan dito ang top. I think this is the top, this is the bottom, left, right. Okay. Let's try that anyway. No, merong bottom malaki, oh. It's not ano. Okay. Okay, but there's a lot to try, no? So kayo na lang bahala dito, no? Kasi maubos yung oras natin dito, no? Transparent images, no? Opacity. Okay? How to make it opaque? Opacity of 1 is 0.5, 0.2. Okay? Image text. No? Okay, let's try this. Okay. How to send to position, for example, on the top left. Okay. So there's a class named top left, no? Okay, so there's an image. So this is the div, no? Div class top left. So the top left is given an no? Do you follow? That's top left. How to assign the label to an image text. Okay, so you explore this yourself, no? Top right. Okay, you follow? So ang dami bottom right, no? So it's just a div, no? A division or a divider. Okay. There's so many things you can do, no? So can you read this na lang? Anong kailangan natin i-discuss dito? No? Yung CSS templates that you can work with, no? The CSS grid pala. Okay? You follow? No? Okay. We will discuss the CSS grid na lang next meeting, no? Do you follow? This is very important, no? The CSS grid. Okay? This will help you understand the layout. Ano naman siya, no? The layout used in Bootstrap, no, and w3.css, no? Okay? Nandito pa ba sa ating ano? Now we'll discuss this next meeting, okay? This will be the last, no, portion for CSS, okay? So by January, we will be just discussing Bootstrap and W3, and we will make a comparison. There's a comparison, no, between Bootstrap and W3 CSS. Okay. Any questions so far? Actually, maraming CSS, no? There's also materialize, no? Okay. This is also popular, no? Materialize.css. So, ang dami na niyang versions, oh, from version 0. Okay. Any questions so far? Hindi na lang natin i-discuss yung materialize, okay? If you'd like to look at that, no, you use that, you study it yourself, no? Okay. You could take a whole semester studying CSS, no? Yung SAS, no? You look at this video. It's not very long. You can do that during the vacation. Okay, and then the SAS tutorial. There it is, no? Okay. Very useful, no? It is a programming language which you can use to create a CSS. This is in Visual Studio Code. They follow. You have to use Visual Studio Code, okay, and add the extension called SAS in order to create the CSS. Okay. Any questions so far? So who has seen this already? No? Learning SAS in 20 minutes. I think everyone must look at this, no? Para hindi na ako mahirapan. These are for high school students, high school topics. Okay, any questions so far? So we'll have one more topic just in time for us to be the last meeting, no? To have it on the last meeting. Div tags and CSS grids. No? This will serve as your introduction to Bootstrap. No? It's very good that we discuss CSS grids before we discuss Bootstrap first. No? Any questions so far? No? Okay. So make use of this in your performance assessment. You choose any topic, or you can pick a topic from the suggested list. No? Okay. So bye everyone. No? By the way, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Next meeting will be our last meeting for this year, and our break will be on December 19. It's a Sunday. It's not relevant. No? Okay. So you have questions? No? Okay. Hindi na ako mag-check na attendance, no? Tan, I have already checked your Wala namang iba. Okay.
Sir, did you wait? May
Sino ito?
never.
Sandali lang ha. Yes. Recorded ito, no?
Nothing, sir. I almost thought na hindi na check yung attendance ko, pero na-check na pala.
Ano, check na. Okay. Yeah. I think I've checked everyone from the list. So any other questions?
No question.
Okay. So bye everyone. See you next meeting.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.